Hello and welcome. This is our weekly program, Talk to Addis. Today I just have brought a new guest. My guest is engineer in urban and regional planning. Do stay with us. Welcome to our studio, Engineer Jonas.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Okay, to begin with, would you tell us a little bit about your background?
Okay. My name is Jonas Asafa. I studied BSc in surveying technology, and my master's is photogrammetry and geoinformatics, and now I'm a PhD student in urban and regional planning at Addis Ababa University. And I've been working in different sectors in higher education, universities, Adama and Addis Ababa. I'm also involved in different urban planning projects, especially in Oromia regions. And also I've been involved in river development corridor for Addis Ababa. So this is the area I've been working, and my background is multidisciplinary, and I've been involved in different engineering projects also.
So to begin with, can we talk about what do we mean by urban planning? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, very nice question. Urban planning is art, and also it is science of designing and developing cities or towns. And in this design and development, there are complex process, and this complex process to make the city more livable and more where we can work and play for our life. And in doing this, it has different goals. The goal is for sustainable living, for the economic growth you can have, and also for sustainability you can do urban planning. And it has scope. In urban planning, there is land use planning. You plan your land. This is the main part of urban planning. Where is residential, where is commercial, where is transportation facilities, and where is some special purpose. You have to plan in these ways. So this is one of the scope of urban planning. And also there is infrastructure planning, like road network, sewerage network, and so on. There is also public spaces like green area, park, and so on. And also urban planning includes about environment and also building design, even for aesthetic value, for accommodation of the community, the resident. A building is very important. And in urban planning, these all are included. And the process starts from data collection. You collect data, what actual situation exists on the ground, maybe spatially or non-spatial, the demography, social services, all these are collected. The planner collect and then study. Then public engagement. After collecting the existing situation in urban planning, there is public engagement. Community participation is very important to realize the existing situation. After realizing this one, there is strategic planning. You plan it based on the existing situation and the problem and the goal we want to achieve. You propose strategic plan, and finally you are going to implement. So this is the process urban planning take to achieve a more livable work and conducive environment for the resident. This is urban planning concept.
How do you see the urbanization process of Addis Ababa vis-a-vis the science and trend of urban planning?
Urbanization process of Addis Ababa more characterized by rapid urbanization. Like other African countries, there is a high speed of growth rate in Addis Ababa. This has a positive impact. In this rapid urbanization, it brings economic development, infrastructure development, and there is a high movement of economy in this regard. But the challenge is there is a strain on resources. The resource may be not adequate, accessibility problem, congestion problem may happen due to this rapid urbanization, because there are many people move to this place, and then it becomes denser. And this is what may happen. And this challenge, like spread of urban, may reduce green spaces to occupy certain areas. So these are some of the challenges. To tackle this challenge, Addis Ababa uses urban planning. And in this urban planning, they use there is different concepts of urban planning. From that concept, they use compact city. Compact city means high dense, well organized way of planning. Within the limited area, you use mixed residentials, mixed use building, and within the small area you can use high dense population in this area. And also there is green infrastructures, because when there is a flow of people to this city, area occupied, informal settlements may happen. So in this planning, green infrastructure proposed to make more livable. This is what urban planning of Addis Ababa can do. And upgrading informal settlements. If you see, there are many informal settlements which do not have access, which below standard, and Addis Ababa is doing all this in this urbanization process. So this is all about, and while doing this one, there is public participation, because the science of urban planning encourages public participation to solve the problem. So this is what activity is doing in Addis Ababa. This is all.
Would you please tell us what impact will the corridor project, development project, will have to the urbanization process that Addis Ababa is going through?
Very nice question. Corridor development means it's about strategic planning. Strategy you use for developing certain defined areas. It has its own boundary. Due to resource limitation, you cannot develop all of the places at a time. So you have to prepare a strategy. There are different corridor development, maybe transportation corridor development, or maybe activities, or green corridor, or river corridor, and so on. So this is the system you develop, how to develop step by step, one by one. So what is going on in Addis Ababa, this corridor development is activity It has transportation facilities. It has residentials, mixed-use residential high-rise building. It accommodates public spaces, parks, and so on. So this is what is going on, and the impact of this one may bring economic development, because in this area many shops, many parks, many commercial buildings may constructed. This brings job opportunity, and other economic activity can happen easily. So this is the corridor development seen in Addis Ababa. So in terms of accessibility, also mobility, there are easily accessed, because in this corridor development you can see different lanes of roads, bikes, that means cycles, walkways, this all included in this corridor. So people can walk here and there on their foot, and they can easily access many services within limited area, because I said high-dense mixed-use building will be constructed. So you can find many services in one place without going far away from these places. So it has this positive impact, and also there are other developments related to this one. For example, there is underground parks and so on. You can see such type of development. People can benefit from this one. There is community benefit, because if you take park or plaza, you can see now under construction around Arat Kilo Square, near Piazza, and so on. So this have public space, people can enjoy it, can use it. So there is a community benefits in this corridor. And in another way, it can also benefit the city in aesthetic value, because if you take Piazza, for example, Adwa Square, the site, the scene is very interesting. And that scene connected with Churchill. If you take Churchill Road, this road is constructed a year ago, already now under development. When this road and this corridor and Adwa is connected, it gives very nice view and a conducive environment. So this such type of corridor development is, has positive impact.
The contribution of the corridor development in creating accessibility and inclusivity among the society. Maybe you might have touched it. If you have said, we can move. Do you have something to say in this regard?
Yeah, in terms of accessibility, there is physical accessibility, because under this corridor there is a development of roads, transportation facilities, and this have there are dedicated lanes for public transport. People can move easily. Those who do not have a car can use public transport easily, and they can use their time. This is one of the accessibility created. And the other one is, as I said before, bicycle. You can use bicycle, or there are foot or walkways around the area easily accessible. And this one also accompanied with ramp, for example, for disabilities. There are ramps, there are lift in these public areas. Even the roads are not crossed from the top view, but underground. You can move from from one side of the road to the other side underground. and then you can go up. So those disabilities can easily use this corridor. So it includes all types. Those can access or those disabled and so on.
Of the corridor development project that's running in the city, in terms of resilience and adaptation to sustain man-made and natural disasters, can we say that they are qualified?
In terms of this disaster, nowadays there is a high experience of engineering design in our community, especially the professions exercised a lot of engineering work, not like before 10 years. And in this design, the science of engineering design recommends all this one. There are a standard, you use a standard, and this standard considers all these natural disasters or man-made disasters. Then to tackle this one, there are different options used. Disaster related to flood. For example, if you see now what is going on in the corridor, before starting any other work, the drainage system constructed. And for all this one, after constructing the drainage system to protect the infrastructure from flood, they done it. After that, others are constructed. If you take underground park, underground shops are constructed near Aratikiro Square. And that area, everything is according to the design. So I think this consider the disaster related to flood or earthquake and so on, in my view.
Can we say that the project is inclusive enough, or it has participated all stakeholders who can contribute positively in making it, like in making the public to own the project and make it its own? Can we say all stakeholders have been involved? What view do you have?
In planning, one of the principle you follow is community engagement is very important, because what you are going to do in planning is to make more conducive environment for the resident. So the resident should involve it in the planning. So the standard, the science recommends community participation during planning process. So I guess this process is mandatory, and the community involved in this way. How community involved in this one? It has its own guidelines. You cannot discuss with all residents, but from officials up to resident, there are way of collecting the views of the resident. And there is high community involvement, and also there is limited community involvement. And this may happen, but from the views I collected from the community, there are involved communities, and there are other communities which have no awareness. And this gap may be happen because you cannot talk to anyone, or you cannot discuss with everybody, but the representative, there are representatives in the community, those are involved, and even not at one time, at several times. And when I see that one, there is a community involvement in this project. In general, the view of people in this area, I think positive after observing. And also they see some changes. Even in this way, when the construction is going on, they can see what's the difference. And also from what happened in Piazza, also they can see. And those who do not participated in the meeting may see from these changes from my point of view.
Finally, my final question, how do corridor development projects contribute to the economic growth, job creation, and as a whole, city urbanization process? What can we say in this regard?
It has many contribution in terms of economy development. As I said, it brings many service to this area. In this ways, it has many opportunities. It attracts investors. New investment may happen because the demolished area cannot remain as it is. It must be developed. When there is development, investors come and develop maybe new building construction or some spaces and so on. So this brings economic development, job creation, the job opportunity may increases. I said before, from the planning point of view, it increases the job opportunity 500 times. That means from the current situation to the future. And also many people come here and then work easily. Even from transportation point of view, if easily accessed, you don't waste your time. You can save your time. You can save your fuel. And also the principle used in this corridor development is high dense, many services within the same area. You can walk and then get service. This is the opportunity in terms of economy, in terms of job opportunity, and what we are talking is the current corridor development. But in the future, maybe the inner city part can go outward. Where it goes, because this is one sample, maybe we can see many corridor development in the future. And this corridor may go from east to west, north to south, and at that time there is integration with the surrounding towns. And at that time, it brings many business and regionally connected activities and so on. In that way, it brings many opportunities.
Thank you very much, Engineer Jonas. If you want to say something, I can give you the last chance, just to conclude your ideas.
General, what I want to say is this corridor development is not new. In the future, maybe there are many development will come. And when there is such development, you have to define it in a manageable way. When you define it in a manageable way, you have to define like this corridor. For example, in the previous work, there is river corridor development. And within that river corridor development, segmented by segment. And some of them are under development. Some maybe will start in the future. So this is the way we can develop our cities. One at a time we cannot do. If you see Addis Ababa, the inner part has no access. For example, which one is the highest place in Addis Ababa? Maybe Bole. Bole is the most expensive area, right? And if you go and go outside of the main road, there is no access within the residence. That means the area is not well planned. The plan is not implemented very well. So such development may happen by such type of corridor development, segment by segment. So this is the way we can develop our city. Addis Ababa should develop because it is the capital city of Ethiopia. It is a diplomatic center. It needs more development to do this one. This may happen. So everybody should accept such type of development, and even not limited with this city center. Maybe should go outside of the city even, because in the development country you can see such type of development. There is green corridor. It takes from one side of the city to the other side, and that corridor gives a lot of opportunity for the residents. So this is very important. Then this is the action should be continued. And even in the previous work, I have experience in the planning area. Most of the time planning not implemented. But when you see here, there is a radical change. And such type of development is done by visionary leaders. Not everybody act like this one. Because when you see here, there is money destruction of building. We think about cost. What cost it costs us to do this one. But when you see the future of the development, this development, the result of this development, you can value it. This may be done by visionary leaders, and such act should be encouraged. Even our people planning about your future, how to live, how to use your scarce land resource. And the leaders do not implement this one. They refused it. But now the things are reversed, because the leaders cost everything to implement the plan, and this what should be encouraged, and what our people should understand regarding this plan. This is what I want to add. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Well, viewers, this brings us to the end of our today's program that we have with Engineer Jonas. We were discussing issues related to corridor development in light of urban planning, the science and the trends of urban planning. And we have highlighted some important pointers. I think that you just have found our program entertaining. So till we meet up with another guest in another edition, bye-bye.